guys, welcome back to F1 22. It's been about a week since we were last playing the game, but we're back today, and I appreciate your patience in waiting for more content here on the second channel. There will be, or should be, I'm not going to overly commit, there should be an F1 Manager video coming to you soon as well. I am aiming to record one tomorrow lunchtime as I record this, before I head to London early afternoon. I'm going to be pushed for time, but I'll try and get an F1 Manager episode recorded and out to you as well. For now, though, we're going to crack on with the Belgian Grand Prix. To refresh your memory, last time out we were in Hungary, and we were able to pick up a P10, although it could very well have been a P8. But our tyres in the wet just destroyed themselves, and unfortunately we fell 2 positions and nearly ended up 13th. Last season in last season in Belgium we finished 16th, but we're aiming for points this time around. As you can see from the performance index, we are now supposedly the 4th fastest car on the track. So if things go as well as they could do, then maybe a podium might be a chance. We're actually supposedly faster than Ferrari right now, which is a real surprise, and I don't really know as I believe it that much, but we'll head to the Belgian Grand Prix weekend, pray that there's no rain, and then, fingers crossed, have ourselves a strong weekend. No rain, sunshine dance, yes! Dry quali, dry race, that'll do. Very pleased with that. There is some indifferent weather in the Friday and Saturday morning, but that'll do. I'm happy enough with that. Very pleased with that indeed. We don't have the resource points to work anywhere else at the moment, although next up for us will be probably more front or rear downforce, actually, because actually that will bring us levels. What, I can't do anything else in the chassis because I haven't upgraded my facilities. I could do ERS very soon, actually, but we need to upgrade our facilities again to do anything else there, and then it could be DRS, or continually we hammer on the front and rear downforce, which might be the one that we actually go for. But for now, we're going to concentrate with things on track, go to the next session, earn as many resource points as we can in practice, and fingers crossed from there, get some good points today. Drop the video a like if you're continually enjoying this content. I'm sure you fully understand why it's coming to you as infrequently as it is at the moment. If you aren't aware, mainly I'm a FIFA YouTuber, so there is a main channel called Chesnoid Gaming where 2 videos go up every single day at the minute. So that's taking up a lot of my time, as you might well imagine. But we're trying to make sure we get F1 and F1 Manager content to you as regularly as I can. And then when FM comes out, that will probably see more of a presence on the second channel than these F1 and F1 Manager videos have of late. But we'll see what we can do. I'm going to go and sort my setup out, and then from there, fingers crossed, we can be pretty bloody quick today. I'm happy enough with the state of the car. It said 19th, not 22nd for the quali pace one, which is better than we normally get. So I'm relatively happy with where the car is. I have to bear in mind, though, for the race that those soft tyres do not last long at all. That's one run and they're already 13% worn after 3 laps. So they're not going to last more than 9 at most, really. 10 at an absolute push. So it's probably going to be medium soft soft, or soft medium soft, or soft hard. And as you can probably imagine, not going to touch those hard tyres. We'll have a quick skip through. We actually topped the session at the end of that one, though, although it was P2 where people tend to do their long runs. In practice 3, I imagine everybody else would be a darn sight quicker. But we're going to just quickly nip through off the track, a quick practice, just to make sure we get everything that we can from these remaining things. In fact, it's only the 3 that we didn't do in the qualifying one that we need to do, actually. We were bang on with all of the others. And then more than 50% chance maybe for this next one. 70%, that'll do. Hey, and done. And done. Good. Right then, let's see how many resource points we get and what do we do with them once we get them. That's the question. Up next after Belgium is the Netherlands, which is quite a downforce heavy track, actually. 1,600 resource points to add to our 900 or so we had. Puts about 2,500. So I might be able to do ERS and something. I might also not be able to do ERS and something. Not entirely too sure where we stand. Let's have a quick check, shall we? 2,778 is what we've got available to us. So I can do DRS. That's 1,800. That's 1,600. That leaves me 1,100. So I could do ERS. Let's do ERS. Our engine apparently is better than anyone else's. Let's do ERS and then rear downforce. Let's do that. ERS then rear downforce. That leaves us with 232 resource points left. We are still continually the 4th fastest car, supposedly. So let's go and qualify and try and make it through to Q3, I guess. But I don't know how confident I am of that. There we go. End of session. And P12. And only less than a tenth between myself and Jensen, which is good news. Now, if I can... Alex Albon just destroys in that Aston Martin. He is so much quicker than Sebastian Vettel. It's actually silly. I could probably have done a 44.4 at best. So judging by lap times in that session, we could make it through to Q3, but we will have to put in a cracking, perfect lap to do so. We think there's a 44.4 in it, so I'll try and get... If I get a 44.4, then I think I've maximised my personal performance level. My lap is good enough for 11th, I think. 11th. I probably had about a 10th on the table. A 10th or 2. 1.5 probably. 1.5 tenths on the table. Would that have made any difference? Yes, it certainly would. We did a 44.2. And I think there was a 44.1 then, given the nature of that lap and how it panned out. There was a 44.1 on the line. Meaning we should be good for points. We should be good for points. So, are there any penalties to anyone else? Are we going to start in the points? Max P1 and Fernando Alonso P2. We know how fast the Alpine is in this save now. We are supposedly the 4th fastest car, so we should really be aiming for 8th or higher in any given Grand Prix weekend. Button starts 6th. I start 8th. So 2 penalties to drivers around us, one of which being Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari, who in theory were actually faster than on paper. Well, I have a funny feeling Carlos Sainz is going to be faster than me as a driver. George Russell is the other one to take a penalty in P16. Pierre Gasly also taking a penalty too. So we were P11 and that's why we start P8. We'll take it. Now then, strategy. What can we do strategy-wise? Reckons I'm going to need nearly 6 laps of extra fuel, which is not a surprise. And a lot of drivers starting on the hard tyre. A lot on the hard, which means we could probably start on the mediums and go as long as we can. We might be able to medium soft it. I doubt it, but we might be able to medium soft it at a push. But starting on the mediums gives us the option to go to a softer tyre at any given stage if there is a safety car for anything. But I'm surprised that everyone else is starting on hards. Looks like they're going to one-stop then. They're going to medium hard. If we start on... Oh, sorry, they're going to hard medium. If I start on the mediums... Alright, medium hard strategy selected at much debate. And P8 we start. Try and get the temperature up with a formation lap. And then hopefully have a good start and a good Grand Prix. Starting on mediums, we really should be able to make some progression, I'm hoping. Myself and my teammate both starting on the same compound though. So we will, in theory at the beginning, be on the same strategy. So I will have to pit an alternate lap to the one that we actually have scheduled in. Okay, so that was a poor start. Slow. But Jensen got caught on the outside there. Nailed the throttle now and used some battery. Hello, Lando. I am here, pal. We're on the outside of Eau Rouge. Over Radion. Oh my god, he's still on the outside of me. And now he's driven into me. Oh my god, that was mental. Outbrake him into turn. The turn, sorry. Helps if you put all of the words in the sentence, Ches. I've got the Ferrari alongside me. Around the outside. Lando's actually on softs. That's why he started so electrically. He's on the soft tyre. So 8th to 9th at the start, but not too worried about that. Sainz thought about having a look into poo on, which was clearly a bad idea. And Mick is holding Mick is holding everybody up here. Schumacher in the Haas made it past Jenson Button. And is now causing, well, what's the best phrase for it? Tailbacks, okay, shall we say.
Let's try and move forward.
Up the inside of Lando, up the inside of the Ferrari. That, well, maybe not. The Ferrari's still there. That's 2 in 1. P7. Oh, I enjoyed that one. That might be thumbnail worthy already. Button's going to have a look at Mick, but we could maybe have another double. There is a yellow flag in front. Something's happened with someone. Not sure who. Oh, it's Lewis Hamilton going slowly. Is he just retiring or has he had some damage? His car has just given up, I think. Lewis has just got a technical failure. Lewis is out of the Grand Prix. It's an extra place for us.
Okay, clear.
And DRS will be enabled from this lap. We're going to get the run. They let off a little bit through a rouge, which just makes them really vulnerable. DRS. Now I'm going to try and pin Jenson in here, or we're going to go 3 abreast.
I've got some information on Hamilton for you. They're retiring from the race.
On the inside of my teammate, I'll leave him room. I should have an inside to the next turn. Should I do? I'll leave him room again, but I've still got the inside line to the next turn. And that should be, and is, P5. Right then, Mick. P4, please.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button a bit more.
This is where the medium tyres come into their own. Haas isn't the fastest anyway. How they qualified as high as they did, I'm not sure. But you could see how Jenson was all over him before we overtook Jenson. And now we're just going to be all over Mick as well. He's really wide there. Should be simple overtake this. And looks like it will be. Squeezing our way through. And then squeezing him out before Blanchimont. We're through. Now the question is, are we fast enough to catch those Alpines or nah? Our tyres are 10% worn already after 3.5 laps. That's mad. So if I want to go, if I want to stick with a medium hard, we're stopping on lap 20. If I want to go medium soft, these need to last until lap 24. And then I do 10 laps on a soft, followed by 10 laps on a soft. Schumacher and Button still battling, which is slowing that whole group up. Fastest lap of the race from myself. And we are, with the use of battery, catching the Alpines, but at what tyre cost? Bear in mind, we are going to be on the hards next. Well, that's the current plan, is to be on the hards next. Lando's up to P5. He's taken Mick and Jenson. I think Jenson's lost a number of positions. As you know, he's still just behind Mick Schumacher. But Lando will close me down now as well. Right, I'm going to concentrate for a sec because I want to close down on these Alpines. And just by getting distracted, I lost a couple of tenths there. Jenson is passed as well. Jenson's now passed Mick Schumacher. But that's the second fastest lap in the row from us. We won't hold it till the end of the Grand Prix because other drivers will be on much faster tyres than ours come the end of the race. But I really want to catch these Alpines quite desperately before my pit stop. DRS is offline. Not great when I'm closing in on the 2 cars in front. Not ideal. Kind of need my DRS to get an overtake, but I'll try what I can with Slipstream alone. Oh, these two are fighting. Look at that. They're just taking a second out of each other. Now, if my DRS could fix itself, that'd be lovely. So I'm right with them now. But you're right, Lando Softs are wearing horribly. The hard is definitely the play, isn't it? Lando Softs haven't really lasted 7 laps or so before he's slower than me on mediums. Come on, DRS. Come on, team, fix it. I need my DRS if I'm really to make the most of this opportunity. Fix my DRS, you assholes.
The car in front. Try to keep up this momentum.
Come on. Come on. Oh, Fernando. It looks like I don't even need it, but imagine if I had it. That's the point. Tyres are starting to complain, almost 30% worn. It's offering me another strategy. Wants me to go to softs on 27. Softs on 27? No.
Understood. Copy that.
Wants me to one-stop medium to soft. Not a chance. Medium to soft? What are they talking about? TRS is fixed. Come on, then. Get me within a second of that bloody Alpine. Wish I had DRS when we were right with them earlier and my tyres were fresher. Because this is really tough now. Max Verstappen's in the pits. Verstappen has stopped off his hards and is going to medium tyres now. This is our moment. That's Alonso dealt with. Now let's get Esteban. That's P2. Alonso's pit from behind me, off his hards. They're going to try and run those mediums a long way. They are going mediums to the end from here, by the way. They're going to take those mediums such a long way. This is going to be the overtake for the lead of the Grand Prix. Around the outside, and the inside, and cut across and have the inside again. That is us in P1. Now the question is, can we get away from Esteban? Before the round of pit stops. Although, to be fair, Alonso has already stopped, so Esteban might not be too far behind him. Esteban may well stop this lap. So expecting Ocon to peel off, which he does. Esteban Ocon in the pits. Now we're just trying to go as fast as possible for as long as possible. The Ferraris have pit from behind as well. Now what I need is Jenson Button to stay out and hold them up as long as possible. Button is currently holding up Verstappen and now Alonso too. And the longer Button does that, the better chance we have of actually being competitive towards the end of the Grand Prix. You can see on the minimap how the two Alpines and the Red Bull are just tucked up behind Jenson Button now. And there's a big enough gap between myself and Jenson that we can both pit on the same lap now. So we can double stack, so to speak. Although it won't be a double stack because I'll be in and out by the time he gets there. When I pit, I will come out 5th, which is where Esteban Ocon is right now. But somewhere between that second light blue dot and the orange one, which is obviously quite a big gap to come out into. So I need to keep this gap building, really. 16.2. Verstappen is now past Button, which is annoying, but not our main rival. If Button can stay ahead of the Alpines, then we might be challenging potentially for a podium, but it is going to be a push on hard tyres to keep up with the Alpines on mediums, that's for sure, because you've seen how quicker we are on mediums to their hards, and it will be the same, if not more so, later in the race. So we're planning on stopping next lap. Alonso is now past Jensen. And intriguingly, Alonso, by pitting a lap earlier, has gained the undercut on Esteban Ocon. So the undercut was really strong for Alonso. When we pit, Button should actually pit the same lap right behind us. So we'll actually come out fourth, because we won't be going behind Button. In theory. Because we're on the same strategy, and my strategy is to pit 20, and I imagine his is to pit 20 as well. So in we come. Pit stop 1 and hopefully only, barring a safety car. Pit stop 1 and only then. Alonso is past Ocon, and expecting that to say Button pit now as well, which he's not doing. Jensen Button stays out.
Stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
I'll let Jensen go. I'm not going to try and hold him up as well. So he'll get DRS now, just sit in his slipstream.
We've got a lot of spare energy. Okay to use your overtake button.
My tyres are going to be cold. I'm not going to have any temperature in these. Get the temps up so you can see just what I mean. This is why they have the formation lap, so your tyres can be partially warmed at least when you start the race. Otherwise it's just dangerous if everyone's on cold tyres. Norris has gone soft to hard, which is intriguing. Tyres now up to 10-ish. So Norris behind us is on worn hard tyres. But I presume trying to go to the end on them. I'll ask.
Norris is behind you. Okay, the gap behind is 8.0 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Their tyres are 9 laps old. Time last lap was a 1 minute 48.1.
So we have an 8-lap tyre advantage on Lando Norris. Jensen's still going on those mediums. Well, that is a surprise. And we'll get him now.
6.8
He's going to be much faster. I think Alonso is past Verstappen. He is. Alonso leads the Grand Prix at the minute, and the three in front are battling. Which, even though I'm on a harder tyre compound, might well help bring us back into the Grand Prix and the fight for a podium. If they keep scrapping, we might have a 4-way fight for the win of the Grand Prix. Although we're only just about at half race distance, so I might be jumping the gun a little bit there. Fastest lap of the race, a 1:46.455. Holy moly, that was deep. That's what she said. Didn't cost me much time though, thankfully. We managed to rescue it. Alonso's really gapping these two now as well. I'm going to try and get myself a podium today. In theory, from here, whilst their tyres are quicker now, ours will wear better. So towards the end of the race, we may well be faster than they are again. Potentially. Depends how heavy-handed I am, or heavy-footed I am, with my tyres. And the wall. If I just bide my time, then the tyre delta should come to me. As time goes on, their tyres will get more and more worn compared to mine. And they should eventually get slower and slower. If there's a safety car from lap 35 onwards. There's a safety car from lap 35 onwards. I will pit for softs. And if the gaps look like they are, and it looks like we're not going to get those in front, then I could always pit. I've got almost a free pit stop behind, really. Actually, I'll come out 8th. Okay. I could always pit for a set of softs 5 laps from the end, perhaps, and go for fastest lap point and try and get back to where I am now. If these two in front get away from me. But at the minute, without using my battery, I am still sticking with them. Jensen is still going on the mediums he started the Grand Prix on, which is outrageous, really. Dan just noticed the same thing. He's got Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz right up his backside, though. And he has now pit, I think. Yep. I mean, round of applause in the chat for Jensen Button taking those mediums 29 laps. He will now take a set of softs to the end. Saving my battery up was just about the best thing I could have done, I think. I'll ask about Jensen now.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 37.5 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. They're in 10th place.
It's gone to hards. Jensen's gone to hards. You could have taken... If you can take a medium set, 29 laps, you can take a soft set, 15. Oh, Jensen. Why has he gone to hards? I understood the strategy if he was getting softs.
Okay, we think the underbody's incurred some.
But if he was going to hards,
just be careful.
Why would he have taken them as long? I don't know whether that's Jensen's call or the team's call, but either way, it's the wrong call. If he was on softs, he could easily have caught Alexander Albon in P9 and had a fair old crack at catching George Russell in P8. But he's just going to cruise around in P10 for the next 15 laps and have nothing to do. You're right, though. Ocon can't get near the back of Max. He's just clinging on. This is why we saved our battery. It's Thor. Thank you for the 2nd month, mate. I am pushing, my friend. Esteban. Oh my god, he squeezed me right to the grass. We had to switch back the other way. Ocon's getting feisty. That was borderline illegal from Esteban Ocon there. Pushed me all the way to the grass. This is now a 4-corner battle. The Caesars. Also illegally. Stay P4. Because all the hard work trying to catch Max up. We might not be in a battle for P2 anymore, but we are certainly in a battle for P3. And now he's out of DRS range of Max Verstappen. Should be pretty simple. But because he's vulnerable in the DRS zones, that means that I will also be just as vulnerable once I've overtaken him. Unless I can pull far enough away throughout the course of the lap to not be catchable. But we've made him lose DRS to Verstappen, which is effectively what will take us to position. We'll try again. With a better line and better traction. That's P3. That is a podium. If we can hang on to this, that is a podium. And might I add, a podium on pace alone without loads of DNFs or in different weather conditions, like Canada. This is a P3. Yes, Hamilton has retired, and George Russell started further back with a penalty, which is certainly a contributory factor. But this is a P3 on pure pace. Now, can we catch Max? Thank you for the bits, Connor. It's hammer time indeed. We need to try and catch Max Verstappen. Out of DRS range of Ocon behind as well. Another fastest lap of the Grand Prix. 1.7 seconds to P2. And although there is still only 5 laps to go, the gap to Alonso has dropped from 5.2 to 4.4. It's too much for us to be able to overcome in 5 laps. But we might get close-ish to P1. Nicholas, don't you dare pull onto this racing line. You arsehole. Move, Latifi. Thank you.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
That's DRS on Max. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. Fastest lap of the race, 146.132. Come on! Send it. P2.
Brilliant, nice move, keep going.
Whoa! That gets the adrenaline going, doesn't it? Bloody hell. P2. Final lap.
Okay, this is your final lap of the race.
Fernando, if you want to have a breakdown now, pal, that'd be brilliant.
Pulling out a second a lap on the car behind, really good stuff.
This is Max's last real overtaking opportunity with DRS. He might have until the bus stop chicane at the end of the lap, but hopefully we'll have managed the gap well enough between now and then to not be catchable. 0.6. I'm wide. Battery. 0.3. I'm going to drain it. We will stay ahead of Max Verstappen. Fernando Alonso will win the 2023 Belgian Grand Prix. And we will take a P2 on pure pace. On pure pace. Our second podium of our career. Our second podium of the season. In a P2. Oh, we worked for that. That overtake on Max Verstappen deserves a thumbs up on this video, I think you'll find. That was a race well worth waiting for. Jeez. Fernando Alonso is so fast in that Alpine. But a P2 in a car that's the 4th fastest and should be finishing 7th and 8th. My fingers hurt like buggery. I can't even tell you. They hurt so much. Thank you for the follow, MVR. Verity, sorry. Whoa. And on the podium, it will be, in a moment... Come on, then! Come on, then! Hey! Woo, shaky boat time! Woo. Thank you for the 19, might I add. I believe 19 points. Because we had the fastest lap there, unless someone stole it on the last lap, which Ocon did. Esteban Ocon stole my fastest lap on the final lap. But we finished P2. Jensen goes from 6th to 10th. Gasly from 18th to 11th got driver of the day. But I think you'll find 8th to 2nd is worthy of driver of the day from me. Thank you very much. With regards to the driver's standings, that moves us up to 10th. On 53 points now. And we go above Valtteri Bottas. And it dramatically extends our gap in P6 in the Constructors' Championship. 30 points to AlphaTauri now. 30 points to AlphaTauri. That is a great gap for us to have at this stage of the season. And we'll head into the next Grand Prix in the Netherlands. High on spirits. High on fucking adrenaline after that as well. That overtake against Max. Wow! Overtake on Max was unbelievable. Genuinely outrageous. Perhaps a bit forceful, but I flew at him. The end plates failed, unfortunately. I think they were the rear end plates. A new rival. Max Verstappen, Carlos Sainz or Daniel Ricciardo. Bloody hell. Probably Sainz? No, Ricciardo's slow in this, isn't he? I'll go Daniel Ricciardo. New rival of Daniel Ricciardo. Hopefully we can get the better of him. And it's done that thing where it freezes when you select a new rival. So I've selected him. Yeah. Now can I back out? It's not continuing. Okay then. I'll restart the game then. Shall I? He's thinking. He's thinking it's fucked. F. Now if I... Oh! It was thinking! Hey! I was just about to restart the game. Let's... Podium celebration party. Absolutely. We'll do the podium celebration party. Now then, it was one of the rear end plates that failed, which is a pain in the dick. What is that going to cost to redo? 782. We will be able to do that after the next practice session. But it will have to come and after the next practice session. Is the front end plates going to pass? They are. The front end plates do pass. Now I've got 7.6 million. So I could maybe upgrade a facility here or there. We could go quality control on aerodynamics. And that's it. I can improve my second driver's pace. Improve pit stop performance. I think that's all I'm really going to want to do at this moment. I might actually shut the marketing facility down. I'm going to shut that facility down so we earn extra. It doesn't cost us quite so much in resource points to keep that facility open. We'll save our money continually then from there. And that will bring this episode to a close. YouTube, thank you very much for watching. I hope you feel it was worth the wait. I think it was. Although obviously I would love to get more content out to you more regularly, but I'm sure you understand with FIFA launch it is what it is. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll have an F1 manager video for you tomorrow as well, fingers crossed. If not, then as soon as I possibly can, I'll have an F1 manager video to you and the Dutch Grand Prix as well. Thank you for watching, guys. Appreciate your patience continually, and I'll see you next time.